So at the start of this, you would have just seen my prison ID card. I do have it somewhere. I don't know where I've put it. I'm a nightmare. So that is a card that you are issued the minute that you get into prison. As soon as you go in through, when you come off the van and you come through the gates into the building, you go in and you have your photo taken and an ID card is made for you. You have to carry that ID card around with you everywhere you go. It just proves who you are. And it also is like a little golden ticket. So I do get asked, you know, what do you do? How do you shave? What do you do if you're on your period? Can you straighten your hair? Can you do this, etc, etc. So we'll start off with the shaving. Excuse me. So can you shave in prison? Of course you can. This ID card, you'll go into the office, you'll go to the officer and you'll ask them for a razor. They'll probably pull out a big packet like this, or they might just have a bundle of them in an elastic band. That is the exact razor you will get given. Good old Bic. They like to cut you, but they do the job, so you can't grumble. So anyway, you give in the bronze field, you give them your ID card. The officer will give you one of these brand new, and you'd go off, do whatever you need to do with it. Before you get locked in, you'd go back down to the office, you'd hand the razor back, but you wouldn't give it to them directly. They will hand you a big orange bucket with a little slot in the top, and you just pop the razor in there. It's a disposable bin. They'll give you your ID card back. In the second prison, you didn't have to give them. You can actually buy these on the canteen, so you could buy like a bit better ones than these, but they would give them to you. That's in send. You could go to the officer. If it was a decent officer, they might give you a couple. You didn't have to give your ID card. You just keep them till they were dead. When you were done, you take them back. They'd have the container as well. Just pop them away, and you get some new ones. So that's the shaving side of it. You could also buy that hair removal cream stuff, you know, what you put on. If you leave it on too long, it takes your skin off. So they do that as well. But yeah, I just stuck with the razors. So period wise, you get free Tampax, you get free sanitary towels. They'd normally be in drawers outside the office. You just help yourself. You take as much as you need. The sanitary towels are really good for sticking on the bottom of your trainer and like cleaning your floor with it. It like picks up all the hair and all the dust, so we used to use them for them as well. So that's something you don't have to worry about. So if you're enhanced, you're allowed to have your own hair dryer and hair straighteners in your cell, sent in from outside, or purchased through Argos, depending on what prison you're in. If you aren't enhanced, you're still allowed access to an iron, hair straighteners, hair clippers, hair dryer. So the ID card again that I showed you at the beginning of this video, you would hand that into the officer if the tools wasn't already out. So you want the hair straighteners, they'd pop your card where the hair straighteners go, give you them. You'd have to give them back before lockup, otherwise the officer will come scream into your room before roll check. Where's the straighteners? Blah blah blah. You can have the iron. They have an ironing board. Just things, clippers, hair straighteners, ironing board, and hair dryer. That's all I can think of on the top of my head. But that's really what the ID card's used for. If you go on a visit, you'd need that as well. You'd have to hand that in and leave it as you go into the visit hall, and you collect it on the way back out, so they know who was in the visit centre. When you go to like classes and stuff like that, sometimes you'd have to hand your ID card in. If you go to the gym, things like that. So yeah, it's just a ID card that you carry around like your driving license, except for you get in trouble if you don't have it on you. Well, depending on the officer, I suppose, if they're an idiot. But my main focus on this was anyway, it was how you shave in prison. You shave with a razor, just like any normal person. And that's also how self-harm happens. People will take the blade out and use it to self-harm, unfortunately, which is another sad subject. But we'll leave it there. So that's how you shave in prison. Thank you for tuning in.